Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is JR with Extreme Outfitters. Today we're going to be covering let off. So what is let off? Let off is going to be when your cam is rolling over about 2/3 of the way through your draw cycle, you're going to be having less holding weight. So if your cam is set at 80% let off, you'll technically be holding 20% of that bow weight. So if your bow is set at 70 pounds, 80% let off, you'd be holding roughly about 14 pounds. What we're going to do is we're going to test that on this Mach 33 I have right here. I have it set for 30 inches, should be about 70 pounds, and we're going to test it at 80, 85, and 90% let off. So we're going to go back to the tuning room and we'll kind of show everything better in detail. Okay, so what we're going to do today is, like I said, we're going to test this bow at 80, 85, and 90% let off. I have it at 30 inches, 70 pounds, and a 450 grain arrow. We're going to test the holding weight, the valley, and also shoot it through the chronograph to see what kind of speed differences we'll see. Let's start off. I do have it set at 90%. That's what these bows come from the factory set at. Take our last chance hand scale, see what we're getting for the first. So considerable forgiving valley right there. It's almost like locking out, so that way you're going to have less holding weight. So as you can see here, I had 72.6 pounds holding 7.1. So that is basically right on par with that 90% let off. Let's shoot it, see what kind of speeds we're gonna get. And then like I said, we'll change it to 85 and also 80%. That valley is very forgiving. As you can see, I'm barely holding any weight on this bow. It's gonna be a lot more comfortable, especially if to have a long holding shot on an animal. Let's say it keeps moving, it's not stopping. You can just sit there all day, you're holding no weight. So first shot, we got 299. So we'll get a 3-shot average and see what kind of speeds we're getting on each let off. Okay, shot 2, 293, a little bit difference. There are a lot of misconceptions about the let off as well. So some people will say, well, it's 80% let off, it should be faster than 90%. It actually is not, because what you're doing is you're actually moving that draw stop out, so it's actually shortening your draw length a little bit. So you actually lose speed. In shot 3, we have 293.8. So there is 90%. We're going to change it over to 85 and keep going. Okay, so I've got it set at 85%, and we are going to test the holding weight and draw weight, and also that valley again. Considerably shorter valley. It actually felt like the cam was a little bit smoother. It's not having as much of a dump, because that's a very drastic change going from 90 to 85%. And right there we have 72.3 on the draw weight, holding 9.7. We added almost 2 pounds of holding weight right there. And hopefully be able to see it pretty well right here. So I feel like it's a much smoother draw cycle. As you can see, it really didn't have hardly any dump on it. Valley is considerably shorter right there, as you can see. And we have 292.7. So only about a foot difference so far. Let's get a couple more shots. Get a good average. $293.5. So right there, that was almost no change. All right, and here's number 3. $293.5. All right, so as you see there, basically almost no change in speed going from that 90 to 85. Now let's test it on 80% and see what kind of difference we'll get. Okay, so we have it changed over to 80% now. Let's check that draw weight, holding weight, and that valley. Very smooth under the draw cycle and considerably less valley. It's almost no valley on there. Holding 71 or peak weight 71.1, holding 12.1. Or sorry, that was 12.7. And we'll get that 3-shot average as well with this. So yeah, very smooth on the draw cycle. Definitely considerable less valley right there, as you see. If you let off a little bit with that back tension, it's just going to want to go on you. Let's get that first shot. 293.3. Shot Number 2. $293.4. So as of right now, we're having almost no change. And third and final shot. $293.4. So that's been very consistent between all 3 let-off options. That's just really something that you can play with at your own discretion and just see what you like. Sometimes having a little bit more holding weight can actually make you a little bit more stable on target. So that's something to consider. One thing I believe I mentioned already, but we'll cover it again, is changing that let-off will also change your draw length a little bit. So if you feel like you might be a little bit long and you can't do a half-inch increment, play with your let-off a little bit, because that can shorten or lengthen your draw length, just depending on that too. So something to consider with that. Hopefully you guys found this video educational, and let us know in the comments what you guys run. What let-off do you prefer to have on your bow? All right, so there you have it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. As always, we appreciate everything, all the comments and everything, all the engagement. If you do have any questions or anything, check us out at extremeoutfitters.com for all of your archery and hunting needs. Or if you're local in the area, come check us out. We're located right outside of Camp Lejeune in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.